Welcome Raiders to another Raid Shadow Legends video, and in this one we're going to be talking about Sanguine? I don't know why I want to say Sanguinea, you know that reminds me of that epic champion, but Sanguine Maria. Interesting. Also, I forgot. Wrong hat. Wrong hat, different game, different hat, right? Alright, here we go. We got first, she looks like, so she's a force legendary for the undead, attack champion. Okay, not bad. What else we got here? Looks like our A1 is a triple hitter. Alright. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 33% chance of granting an extra turn. We can zoom that in a little bit so people can see that. Okay. Cannot gain more than 1 extra turn. And there's 30% extra damage on 2 books. Not bad. Only 2 books? Not bad for the A1. Let's look for the second one here. I guess it kind of sucks that she cannot get 1 extra one. But I guess because you don't want to instantly go like A1, A1, A1. Oh, it's my turn. A1, A1, A1. Oh, wait, it's still my turn. A1, A1, A1. Oh, wait, it's still my turn. Because there's no diminishing returns, right? So Plarium had to put a little stop on that. We don't need a second Rotos, right? Especially a female Rotos. Man, imagine having both with Siffy. Okay, so we got Sanguine Fisher. It is bookable down to 3 books. Attacks 1 enemy dot. Will ignore 33% of the target's defense. That's pretty interesting. How there's a lot of 3s here, huh? Was Plarium thinking of me when they created this champion? Why is there 3, everyone? Is she for me? Is that what Plarium was trying to get a champion for me? We'll ignore 99%. What the? Why not just make it 100? Because it has to be with 3. That's why. Hey, they don't call me JR Start. Exactly. Okay. We'll ignore 90% of the 99% of the target's defense, comma, stone skin. Ooh. And block damage. Nice. Please. Siegfried has block damage. Odin has block damage. Cheshire Cat has block. We need more anti-block damage. There's just too many. Name has it, right? Yeah, I like that. Alright. Buffs instead. It says if. Okay, buffs instead if this skill is used on a turn meter that is divisible by 3. Turn number. Ooh. That's weird. That's kind of weird. That is interestingly weird. You need champions that can give you lots of turn meter boost. You need champions that can give you instant turns, extra turns. Interesting. If the target is killed, increases the cooldown of all enemy skills by 3 turns. Ooh, that is nasty. This effect cannot be resisted if this skill is used on a turn number that is divisible by 3. So I can already tell people are going to probably going, well, if I build straight nuke, I can't build accuracy. But if you build her accuracy, she can actually do some of this stuff. Interesting. So you can go straight nuke Maria, or you can go accuracy Maria, kind of like a Wukong. But you get unresistible as the fight goes on. You get stronger. Very interesting. Okay. Gore Scream. Attacks one enemy dot. Before attacking, removes all buffs from all enemies. Nice. This is a chance for her to get sheep, though. It's not an AoE hit. It's only single target. Single target. Whew. No AoE so far. This effect cannot be resisted by enemies with a number of buffs that is divisible by 3. Okay, so 3 or more buffs. Will attack all remaining enemies with less than 66% HP. Interesting. So you kind of need her to be like a finisher character. You want someone else to come drop people down, and then she goes, boom. She can clear up some. It's gonna be interesting for Curse City. Definitely hard faction wars. Grants an extra turn if this champion is under a number of buffs that is divisible by 3. So basically, if you have 3 buffs or 6, boom, she's gonna get an extra turn. Garantida. Okay, not bad. Still kind of weird, right, with all these 3s. Say her name. Maria. 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 Uh-oh, will Bloody Mary come for me? That's basically what she is, right? Each subsequent hit from this champion deals 33% more damage. Stacks up to 99%. Resets after the 99% damage bonus is applied. Okay. Each subsequent hit this champion receives deals 33% less damage. Stacks up to 99%. Wow. Resets after the 90% damage reduction is applied. Okay. Because they don't want you to keep that indefinitely, right? That'd be crazy. Whenever an enemy is revived, revive this champion with 33% HP and 60... Man, these numbers are weird. The turn meter and HP when we look at these champions are going to be so weird. Interesting, she comes back for free whenever someone revives. So if she dies, oh, you revives? Hey, I'm back too. Kind of like a little Miss Annie, but different, huh? After being revived, places a true fear debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. You want me to tell you a very, very cool synergy with this? It doesn't say that she has to be like killed, or it just says whenever an enemy is revived. What if you use Valkanen to sacrifice Maria to then get that special ultimate skill, and then when the enemy tries to revive, Maria comes right back? Interesting. Interesting. All right. Don't steal that. Don't steal it. Don't make a video about that. Give me some credit. This debuff cannot be resisted or blocked. That's that's really good. You can't block. So even if they have blocked debuffs buff, they're still getting true feared. Damn, buddy. That is good. Yeah, that is, wow. Also, I just noticed something. If she's ignoring 99% of the target's defense, would she hit really hard against Chimera? Because it says single hits. If she has crazy multipliers, maybe she might be crazy for Chimera. Interesting. And she also has an increased attack in all battles by 33%. Yes! Let's go. That's pretty good. I like this passive. I like the aura. I like the passive. The A1's really, really good, but the A2 and A3 are very situational. You need to know how you're using it. You need to know which one to use first. And if you're going to use her in arena, you're probably going to build her some AC. Unfortunately, right? But she can, technically she has AoE strip and AoE lockout. Because it says, look, it says if the target is killed. Oh, if they're not killed. I mean, hopefully her multipliers are insane, right? Because then she's always going to kill somebody. Unless they have Swift Parry or Unkillable in their passive, right? Unkillable buff. That's the only time she might not kill them. But if you're ignoring it, like, if you're actually getting that part, they're going to die. I'm just being honest. And let's say you don't get the divisible by 3, but you attack an enemy and ignore 33% of their defense. If the target is killed, increases the cooldown. This effect cannot be resisted. So you have to build just enough AC on their DPS so you can lock out everyone, including their support, right? So if they have a Marius and you have at least, like, well, you don't even need accuracy technically. Unless it's not Marius's. You don't have the divisible by 3. If it's your first turn, you go first. You like boof. You bring Arbiter or whatever you have. Increase attack with turn meter boost. Blah blah blah. Then you go. You use her A2, which is not going to ignore Stone Skin, right? So you'd have to bring somebody else to strip, which you're probably going to use. I don't know, Madam, Kaimar, whatever you have, Fabian. And then you go A2 the Marius. He's dead. And then you don't need the unresistible part. You can just build some accuracy to then, boop, you still get to lock out, but you have to have accuracy to get the if you're not on the third turn, right? So it's kind of interesting. It is kind of interesting. I still think you'd build her like a Wukong. For most mid game to late game players, you build her like a Wukong with some like accuracy like around 350 to 400. I would still build her like very good crit damage, speed, attack. Bring an increased attack champion because she has no buffs to herself at all. So you definitely need that increase of attack and crit damage like a Mikage or Arbiter or any one of the short Suzen, right? Anyone can bring good buffs would be nice, especially 3, because then she also gets this extra turn if she's under 3 or more. So anybody who can give 3 buffs is really, really good. Or you can bring 2 champions that bring 2 buffs and then another one that brings 1, and then she'll be under 3 and stuff like that. Very interesting champion. Kind of hard to use normally, but I could definitely see her doing work, man. Merciless, I could definitely see her because she's single target. You wouldn't use Slayer, so Merciless, Lethal. There's some interesting things. I might have to... Yeah, I do like that passive, though. I do love that passive. Being able to come back over and over. It's kind of like a Wukong when they revive. It's good against Marishka, some other things, you know, like Duchess. You know, Senna's, Alphas. There's a lot of, you know, like Pythions. There's other revivers, you know, come into the games now. The mythical champions. Theodosia, Galathier. This is insane. True Fear that's unresistible, unblockable is crazy. You're just done. Now the game is like, in live arena, they're like 50-50. Your opponent's like, I hope I don't lose these True Fear. Oh, then you lose. Damn. Okay, interesting champion. So what do I give this? I'm gonna it's there's conditions, but the things that she does are so strong, right? And she has no AoE. Only the A3 can AoE, but it's also another condition. I don't like this. They shouldn't have not done this part. It should have attacked, right? Done all this. Will attack all remaining enemies with less than 99% HP. That's what it should have been, right? Because you have to do just a little damage to the enemies, and then she'll get AoE everywhere. That's pretty easy to do, unless they're in stone skin. But I don't like the fact that she's just basically all single target, and she can AoE if the enemy is less than 66. It's kind of weird. It's like you got to bring another nuker, right? That is the weird part. So if they didn't have that, I'd give her actually an 8.5. But I'm going to have to give her an 8 out of 10. Unfortunately, there's just too many conditions. But I love this passive. I love the aura. I like the kit. It's unique. It's another ignore stone skin. And ignoring 100%, if you can get the divisible by 3, that champion is dead. Literally dead. Unless you weak hit, that champion is poop. It's sleeping. I don't care who it is. Yeah, that basically means you have 0 defense. Well, you have a % of defense, of your total defense. But that's basically 0. And then you're ignoring fucking block damage and stone skin too. So, wow. Yeah, I'm going to try to get this champion, getting this to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try it out. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. What do you guys think down in the comments below? Let me know. Are you going for Sanguine Maria, or are you skipping her and saving for Leo, or are you saving for something else? Let me know. And congratulations, we gave away that account already to the viewer who won in the YouTube. So congratulations on that second account giveaway. Maybe we'll do some more in the future, but tune in for some more videos from me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.